So you finally got the Outer Worlds, you've convinced your parents to do so, it's under the Christmas tree, you're playing the game, and the game's amazing, guys. This is the game that we've been waiting for, right? I mean, the game's amazing, but you're looking for the best weapons in the game, and there are a lot of great weapons in the games. There's tons of weapons in the game. I mean, it's endless, and it's crazy to think there's probably over 1,000 weapons in the game. That's how crazy it is. But I have boiled it down to the best of the best. What are the best weapons in the game, and we're going to be looking at in this video. Now, I'm sure you guys are aware that our planet is in crisis as we speak, so I'm saving money for a big project to help make a change and plant trees. And if you guys want to help, please subscribe, like, and stay tuned for daily Outer Worlds content. Thank you. Now, some of the greatest weapons in the game are powerful. They can be quirky, they can be cool looking, or they can just be something that you personally enjoy. So there's no one best weapon in the game, because it also depends on your build. For example, if you have a melee character, your best weapon is gonna be a melee weapon. Now, I think one of the coolest weapons in the game are weapons that you don't find in other video games. Now, in this game, there's one- and two-handed melee weapons, there's handguns, there's long guns, there's heavy weapons, there's shotguns, and there's science weapons. Now, with this game, I was actually surprised at how well the weapons actually feel, you know, and by that I mean shooting the weapon and then the impact that it has on the enemy. And it's really strong and it's really satisfying, I should say, because that's really important, because throughout the entire game, that's what you're doing majority of the time. Now, out of all the categories of weapons there are in the game, the science weapons are the coolest and best weapons I have seen by far. I mean, they're so unique, no other game has it like this, and they're so much fun to play with. Now, there's 5 science weapons in total, and there may be more added to the game later on because the developers are going to be putting more DLCs and things of that nature. But the first science weapon that is really amazing is the shrink ray, where if you shoot the enemy, the lower their damage threshold gets, the lower their health gets, and they physically become smaller. They physically shrink, hence the name Shrink Ray. And that's something that I haven't really seen in a video game. I mean, I could be wrong, there could be games out there that does it, but I haven't seen any, and it's really fun to go around and just shrink people. Another thing about these weapons is that these science weapons were actually created while the developers were making the game, and they found certain bugs that happen. And one of the things that happened when shooting a weapon was the weapon shrinking people, and that was a bug. So they were like, hey, why don't we just use this to our advantage and make this into an actual weapon that we can actually put in the game and have fun with. And that's what they did with this weapon and the other science weapon that we're going to talk about, the next one being, which is the Force Ultimatum, which shoots out fireballs. Okay, they're big giant fireballs that shoot out, and it bounces. And it's crazy. I mean, the environment that you're playing in, if it's outside, it might be kind of useless in terms of fighting a lot of enemies. But if you're indoors and there's a lot of enemies, you shoot that thing and it's just gonna bounce around the entire room and literally defeating all the enemies that are in front of you. And the next weapon is the mandibular rearranger. Hopefully I said that right properly, but the mandibular rearranger, I'm not gonna say it again, literally is a baton. It's like a baton that you hit. It's a melee weapon, so you hit it on the enemy, and depending on where you hit it, for example, if you hit the head itself will shrink while the rest of the body will remain the same. Now, if you hit a limb, like your arm, like the enemy's arm or their leg or something, that part of their body is just gonna shrink, and they become kind of like disabled in that area, so they can't really walk. If you hit their leg, they can't really walk, or if you hit their arm, they can't really shoot or hit you. and it's really fun to play around with. Now there's tons of cool weapons in the game, and all these cool weapons are just unique weapons in the game, and they're scattered throughout the entire world of the Outer Worlds. I mean, you gotta go out there, you gotta go find them. They're in certain locations and they're just hidden, right? So if you do find these weapons, let me know, because I want to find these weapons myself. There's tons and tons of other weapons that we don't even know exist yet because the game just came out. So if you have something new that you want to share, make sure to leave that in the comments. Again guys, if you want to support the planet, make sure to subscribe, make sure to leave a like, and stay tuned for more The Outer Worlds gameplay tips, whatever. There's going to be a lot of content on the channel regarding The Outer Worlds, and you can make that happen, right? If you want to do something about the world, make sure you do exactly that, and I'll see you guys next time.